Yes guys, welcome back to the channel, and as I'm sure you've seen, the FC25 trailer dropped on Wednesday night. Now I've taken some time to go through like the actual details and stuff rather than just watching the trailer, reacting to it, because the trailer doesn't really tell you anything. It just makes everything look really nice and everything's fantastic and blah 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 blah. But in reality, we all know that's not actually what it's like. So the main selling point of the new game is this rush mode, which is going to be basically a reskin of Volta, which is obviously what it was in FC24. So it's still going to be 5v5. Volta might be in 4v4, but makes no difference. It's going to be on a smaller pitch, not like outside like it was before, but it's now going to be in all the modes. So rush will be in kickoff, it'll be in clubs, it'll be in career, I don't really know how that works, and in ultimate team, obviously, which is the one part that I think is quite cool. So obviously you can use any of your ultimate team players and obviously drop into this rush thing and play that. And obviously the fact that you can play it with your mates is obviously one of the major points. Obviously I think a lot of people find it hard to fill a club's team, like a full 11, so this might be a good other way of doing it. The fact that this rush mode is supposed to like coincide with like getting your XP and stuff for ultimate team as well is good. So if there's like extra rewards, obviously the bonus XP is always good. And like I said, the fact you can use any of your ultimate team players in the mode does seem like a good idea. So I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it, even though it is just a reskin of a mode that's already there. Now, the one that's going to cause all the controversy, I think, once the game does come out, is this FCIQ. So we've got an overhaul of tactical foundations across the game. It delivers greater strategic control and more realistic collective movement at the team level, while a new AI model powered by real-world data influences player tactics through all new player roles. Okay, so it just basically sounds like a lot of waffle, which effectively is exactly what it is. So to me, it's just provided more questions than it has answers. Like, will it fix the fact that teams just automatically drop back and it's so hard to attack against them because they have 8 players in their own box? Is it going to fix that? Is, in the same breath, on that same topic, is the defensive AI going to be worse than it was before? Because at the minute it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, people don't even have to control their centre backs, and you get blocked, you get tackled, they're just constantly in the way of your shots, there's block everything. So like, unless that's going to change, then I have no hope, to be honest with you. From an attacking point of view, it does sound promising, and the fact that you can have shapes, or formation shapes, however you want to put it, for when you're on the ball and when you're off the ball, which is obviously a lot more like real world football is at the minute. Like, I don't know, use Man City for example, they'll defend with a 4 at the back, but they'll attack with a 3 at the back. So like, I do think that's a good thing from what this is talking about. And the other main thing is player roles. So now players are going to be able to play, so they might have, like, I don't know, Bruno Fernandes for example, he is a cam, and that's what he's amazing at. So you might have like a really good role, like the roles will be tiered, like from like average, good, and then amazing, I'm assuming. So yeah, so you'd say, I don't know, Fernandes would be an amazing cam, like a middle range centre mid, and then something else. Like, he's played out wide for United a couple of times, so he might have like the base one as a right wing, I don't know, something along them lines. But that is the new main thing. So on that player roles as well, it means that it's going to be less focused on things like work rates. So the work rates are getting scrapped altogether, which is, yeah, it's an interesting one, because now so you're gonna have Messi tearing up and down the right hand side rather than just staying forward like he does in real life. But on the other side, some of the work rates on the players in this game, like Højlund for example, has a medium high work rate as a striker. Why does he have that? It's ridiculous. So things like that would be gone, I guess. So yeah, it's like I say, it's brought more questions than it has answers, is what I would say about FC IQ. So career mode, I know it's something that a lot of people care about and a lot of people don't, to be honest. So the main change to this is going to be live start points. So effectively throughout your career mode, you can start at any time during the real world season, and like your career mode will reflect what's happening in the real world, which I think is quite cool. It's a good idea. So you could jump in, I don't know, say your team's struggling down the bottom of the league, just outside the relegation zone, you want to try and save them, and there's only so many games left. But like that scenario I've just put there is like next May. So I'm not quite seeing why that's going to be a really good feature towards the beginning of the game. Like, I suppose if you wanted it to be realistic regarding injuries or something like that, transfers would already be done. So again, if you wanted transfers, you'd be waiting until January. So I don't know. It could be good. It could be a bit meh, which is what I'm kind of leaning towards. Women's career is coming for those of you that like using women. I'll rephrase that, shall I? Like, how do we word that? I'm just gonna move on. So you can do women's careers. So it'll be the top 5 women's leagues, but that's not going to be released until after the game's actually out. And there was something else that's not getting released in career mode. Is it the actual live start points? Is that not coming? Start points to be released. Yeah, so the live start points is to be released after the game actually comes out. So how long after? Who knows? Clubs. So clubs is getting what sounds like just a paint job. So connect with clubmates in your new clubhouse. Don't know what that's going to be. Whether it's a little log cabin you can decorate. You probably have to buy the decorations with FIFA points, but FC points, sorry. You can see your friends' avatars when they enter the mode. Cool. Like, yeah, alright. Take your club to new heights with facilities and showcase your skills in Club's Rush. Like I said, so obviously the fact that the Rush mode is in there is good. But to me, do I really see the point in having that? I guess you would still have like a team rating, and I guess there'll still be like a ranking system. So it would be different playing Rush in clubs rather than Rush in Ultimate Team. But yeah, it's kind of like a, we'll just kind of have to wait and see with that one. Unrivaled authenticity. I mean, we don't really need to talk about that, do we? They have all the leagues, all the players, all the jazz to make it look as realistic as they could possibly want it to look, whilst playing like the most unrealistic game you've ever played in your life. So for Ultimate Team, we've got select your favourite player item and team up with your friends in 5v5 rush matches, which I already touched on. Switch up your style of play with the click of a button by employing manager items, and find the perfect synergies between your player items based on specific player roles. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on there, and again it sounds just a bit like waffle. The rush matches we already touched on. Switch up your style of play with the click of a button by employing manager items. So I'm assuming this is kind of going back to, you remember when we used to have the formation cards and you had to change your formation via a card every time? It was ridiculous. So what I'm assuming is the managers are going to have a formation attached to them, and like a default way of playing is how I would understand it. So say you got Pep Guardiola, for example, his default tactics would then be applied to your team, so you would then play like Man City. I'm assuming that's the gig with that, which is interesting, I guess. Bit weird. I don't know. I don't really know what to make of that one, but there you go. And the perfect synergies between your player items. It's interesting that you've used the word synergies and not chemistry. Is interesting. So is the chemistry going to change, or is this just going to be an extra thing on top of chemistry, which would seem a little daft and probably a bit confusing. Synergies, like not as that word, but in eFootball they have that kind of thing where your whole team has like a level, like depending on how your players link with each other and link with the manager and link with your tactics and all that kind of jazz. So that's what I would take from that. That it's going to be something similar to that setup that they have in eFootball. But again, we're going to have to wait and see. So general changes to the game, which obviously are listed on this FIFA website. One addition, which is going to be horrific, and I tell you now, it'll be gone within. Well, it won't. It won't be gone within a few weeks because EA don't do that. They leave stuff in the game for like 6 months. But they're bringing in professional fouls. So for those of you who don't know what a professional foul is, or a cynical foul is more what I would call it, is when someone's running through on goal or they've got a really good chance of a counter-attack and the player just literally just pulls them back so that they can't keep going. They get an automatic yellow card and your attack is ruined. It's annoying enough when it happens in real life, when your team's on a break and one of their little scumbags just rags back your attacker. Now you're going to be able to do that in this game. Why on earth would anybody want that? It's just another rage-inducing little mechanic that is going to result in controllers all over the world getting yeeted into walls. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, so yeah, that's the thing, apparently. Other things that haven't been mentioned, or things that like are in the trailer or are on this site that we've picked up from Twitter or all the rest of it, there's no mention anywhere of players quitting when drawing, which is another rage-inducing thing that they just will not take out for some reason. They've removed 4-3-2-1, which is obviously the formation that, I don't know, 80% of the people that play Ultimate Team use, I'm pretty sure. Is completely broken, it's really overpowered, and instead of just fixing the gameplay and figuring out why it's overpowered and doing something about it, they just remove the formation altogether. So yeah, because they can't fix anything apparently. One of my takeaways from this is there was no accountability for the state of FC24. Like no reasoning, no sorry, no we realise there's been this problem in this game, so we're going to fix it for the next one. None of that shit. It just basically have a look at our shiny new game where Jude Bellingham looks beautiful in the rain. Other things that are obviously wrong with this game, like the fact the game crashes, the fact the menus don't work properly. None of that is mentioned in any way, shape or form, which I would have liked to have seen, rather than them just marketing the shit out of, like I say, how beautiful Jude Bellingham looks in the rain. Other things that have since come to light since the trailer dropped, there's going to be a paid battle pass. Now, can I find that? Where is it? There's going to be a paid battle pass. So you'll have your normal season pass, which is there obviously as it is now in the game, and then there'll be a premium one that you obviously have to pay for. I'm assuming you'll either be able to play coins or FIFA points, just FC points, just like you can for nearly everything in the game now. But obviously the coin amount will be extortionate and they want you to spend FC points. So there's many issues with this. One is the fact that this game costs 100 quid if you want to play it early. If not, it's 70 quid. And then they're going to start popping in a battle pass effectively, which will be what, every couple of months, probably minimum a tenner. And why do I think you will need to get this premium pass? Because there is no doubt in my mind it's all going to be better players than what's in the other one. It's not going to be a nice kit or something for your stadium. It's going to be better players. It's going to be pay to win stuff, because that's all they're bothered about. This is a massive cash cow. All they're doing is trying to milk every last pound, dollar, euro, yen out of your pocket. That is all they care about. So it will be pay to win. I imagine that will be the case, and it will be an absolute nightmare. Like, so other things, some I've already touched on. Like I said, the wear crates are being removed altogether. We've already gone through that. Goalkeepers are going to finally get a playstyle plus, which is something they've not managed to do throughout the entirety of FC24 somehow. They've got 6 new goalkeeper styles, which hopefully there's something to do with distribution, because it really irritates me that hardly any keeper on the game has any ability to kick the ball. Goalkeeper movement will be nerfed. Now, I will not believe that until I see it, because they said they'd nerfed it in this game, and it's exactly the same as it's always been. It's horrendous. This game is hard enough to score anyway, because the finishing is so bad, and the defensive AI is so overpowered. You finally do get past them 2 problems, and then the guy just moves his keeper to the other side of the goal, saves it anyway. Nice one. Another change, evolutions. Apparently we'll be getting bigger upgrades to the players. There'll be more Evos compared to this year, and you can change the card design. Holy, it's the little things. It's the little things. See, that's something I am excited about. The fact that you don't have to have this horrible green card for any Evo that you get, for any Evo that you do. You'll be able to pick a different design. Hopefully that isn't manky green like that one. Player roles, we touched on this earlier, so there's a couple that have been omitted from the positions. So goalkeeper, don't talk about that. So right back, left back, there is no wing backs apparently, but you can still play 5 at the back. So I don't really understand how that makes sense. How can you have a 5 at the back but they're not wing backs? Don't really understand that. So don't get too excited about the fact there is no wing backs. And centre forwards have gone. That's pretty much the only changes. Didn't centre forwards only just come back as well? They were gone in one of the other games, I'm almost certain. So as you can see, they have like slightly different types. So like if you've got a centre mid, you can have a box to box, holding, deep line, playmaker, half winger. A half winger as a centre mid. Alright. So like striker, you got advanced forward, poacher, false 9, target forward. It's like that kind of stuff I quite like. Like the fact you can be a playmaker or a shadow striker. I quite like that. I quite like that. So obviously it remains to be seen how that will actually work in the game. But I like the premise of it. What have we got here? Oh, these are the changes to Evos again. Fewer restrictions, which is obviously very good because some of the restrictions on this were ridiculous. You can complete them in rush mode. I didn't pay attention to that earlier. That's cool as well. More Evos throughout the year. Card designs can be changed. Animated card backgrounds. Again, it's the little things. We like that. Sound effects. No idea what that means. Not a clue. Sound effects. What on earth does that mean? Bizarre. Going back to career mode for a quick second. This is something I've only just noticed this morning. So you can actually play as your club's youth academy, which is cool. I like that idea. So you can play as your academy team with their current or potential ratings. That doesn't make sense, does it? How can you play with their potential ratings? Anyway, so you can play with your academy team. They'll have their current rating, and I'm guessing it will show you their potential ratings is what that means. Youth players will look their real age and grow older over time. For example, get taller and grow beards. Little things. If your academy wins games, they will develop and upgrade faster. I like that. I like that. Nice, simple update that we very much like. So in summary, I'll make a quick little point on. I've wrote down like a little thing here so I knew what I was actually talking about. So FCIQ. My questions are: will it fix the drop back? Will the defensive AI be worse? It sounds It sounds promising from an attacking point of view. On ball and off the ball shapes is good. I like that. I like in theory I like that. And obviously the player roles seem pretty cool. I don't mind that. As long as they actually work to a certain extent and can't be exploited. The rush mode is a fun concept in theory. XP, the fact you can get XP, the fact you can get rewards, that's good. And obviously the fact it's in Ultimate Team, so you can use your Ultimate Team players. But at the end of the day, it's just a Volta reskin, which is a bit meh. The women's career and the live updates is a good thing for career mode. I think they're good additions, but I mean they're not coming when the game comes out, so that's a bit of a bummer. There's no co-op leagues, no online leagues still, which is something that they just don't want to do any co-op, and I really don't understand it. And obviously the fact they've got the youth academies, which we've just touched on, is a good addition. So with clubs, you've got a new clubhouse, you've got a nice log cabin that you can decorate with stuff that you have to buy with your FC points probably. You can see your other guys come in, you can see your teammates walk into your log cabin, fantastic. And obviously the fact that you've got Rush, I reckon that would be a great addition to clubs, because it's obviously a lot easier to fill a team of 4 players rather than 11. The keeper will be AI, apparently. Maybe not in clubs, actually. Maybe not in clubs. I take that back. Ultimate team. Ultimate team. In theory, there ain't nothing particularly new apart from Rush. There's still no co-op rivals, no co-op champs. Friendlies will not have skill-based matchmaking, which is fantastic. Should have never had it in the first place, it's a joke. There's been no updates to draft, again. How many years has it been now? About 105. Rivals is going back to a point system, rather than the stupid get however many wins you need. So if you win, you'll get 3. If you draw, you'll get 1. Just like normal, like it should have been the entire time. And it now has relegation again, like it should have had all the time, and has had before. Just to point that out, this isn't a new thing. They're just going back to how things were before. The fact that the managers have formations is interesting, and obviously this synergy mention, we'll have to see how that works out. And obviously Evos have been slightly improved from what they've said, and you can change card design. Big plus. What have we had? General changes. Obviously the professional fouls, like I said, that'll be horrific. The things we want are people to lose if they quit. We want them to actually fix things when there's actually things wrong, rather than waiting months and months and months and just not doing anything. I mean, let's face it, they've still not fixed FC24, and it's now the middle of July. The menus still don't work. The game still crashes every day. So we can't be having that for another whole cycle of a game. It's just ridiculous. One thing I missed actually with the paid battle pass, it also mentions somewhere, and I can't find it now, but it mentioned somewhere about there being an FC hub, which I don't know if you can remember before. There was like a coin system, and there's like a little, you could click your analog stick in, it had like a little store, and you could buy like boots, balls, like little like boosters for your career mode. I don't know if you remember that. But anyway, so I'm assuming this FC hub is going to be something similar to that, but obviously it's going to be FC points, not any in-game currency. So we've now got an FC hub, the store, which will obviously just be the same as this year, if not worse, with packs in from the very first fucking day it comes out, and now a battle pass. Like, how many more ways can they actually grab any more money out of us? Oh yeah, I know, by keeping it 100 quid. Absolutely insane. But okay. So my take overall is that it does seem a lot of just more reskins, same as it is every year. A reskin of something they've already done before, like playstyles, is traits, Rush is Volta. They've made, like I said earlier, they took no accountability or made any assurances on if this game's actually going to work properly in comparison to this one. The professional fouls are ridiculous. It's just another rage-inducing feature. The battle pass takes the piss, especially if it's in-game items like better players, for example. So basically, if the battle pass is paid to win, then it fully takes the piss. The fact that it's even in there is bad enough. But there you go. FCIQ is a bad idea generally, because it's more things that people will learn how to abuse, and that's basically the problem in it. Like the 4-3-2-1 in this game, people learn it was good, and then you've got 6 million TikTok accounts telling you how to do glitchy corners, telling you how to do this tactic and this and that and this and that. The more things they add to tactics, the more ways there is for people to break the game. It really is as simple as that, because that's all people fucking care about. They just want to be as ratty as possible and do things that are so hard to deal with. Like, they just want to win at all costs. Don't matter. They don't care if they're enjoying the game. Anyway, that's a whole different rant. And yeah, my main takeaway from watching the trailer, from reading through EA's website, from reading through Twitter and the leaks that have come out since, I just have no actual hope or belief that this game will be any better than the game we're playing now, which is the worry. Because, like, as much as I wouldn't say I do come across as negative. I'm negative about this game because it's terrible, and like, I genuinely believe if you think this game is good, you're either stupid or you've never played like FIFA's down the years. You've only played for like the last 3 or 4 years or something. Like they're the only two reasons, in my opinion. It's just awful. It really is awful. So yeah, and I will live in hope, like I do every year, that this FIFA is going to be better. I've been playing FIFA pretty much my entire life. From as long as I could pick up a controller, I've been playing FIFA. Since FIFA 95 was the first one I ever played, and we're now on 2025 by the time this one comes out. That's a long time to have been playing FIFA. Like, I love football more than anything. I love football games more than anything. I just want the game to be good. This isn't about slagging anybody off or whinging or any of that. I just want the game to be good. But I'm also not an idiot. And you have to be realistic. And the facts are there from this year that they're struggling. And I don't know. I don't know if there's any way back, but I hope there is. Let me know if you're excited about the game. If you're not, what you're excited about, what you're hoping for. Because obviously there'll be more of these little trailers, and they do these like deep dive things, so we'll get more answers the closer we get to the game coming out. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of me if you want. Yeah, that'll be cool. I'm waffling now. Like the video if you've liked any of this waffle. Subscribe if you are new. We are very close to 1,000, and that is the target. I need to get there soon, otherwise it's going to become a bit of a pain in my ass. So you'd be helping me out massively. Until the next one, cheers.